Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, it's a new season. There's a new raid. There's a new dungeon. And, Wowhead already ruined the ending for the raid. This is CTR number 356.
You're listening to Convert to Raid. Convert to Raid. The podcast for raiders in the world of Warcraft.
Yes. Back to CTR days. I like it. I still hear that music and I'm like, is this the right music? But it is. From the CTR command post in Sacramento, California. Today is July 9th, 2019. Thank you so much for joining us from around the world of Warcraft and beyond. My name is Pat Krane. Pat Cran, as as Thyst calls me. And there she is. There's Thyst. Hello, Thyst.
Hi.
Oh,
hello,
boy.
Pat Cran.
Yeah, Pat Cran. That's
this
it.
is every few months I come up with something new to call you.
I know.
Some variation of your name. I love it. It's special.
Well, welcome back, Thyst. Welcome, Twitch chat. Welcome to everybody who carries this around with you in your pocket or wherever. It's a fun-filled week in World of Warcraft this week. I'm looking forward to it.
Isn't it always a fun-filled week in World of Warcraft?
Yes, but this one we have a bunch of new stuff that we need to talk about. We have a
Did you know that song? It's a fun-filled week every week in WoW. You know?
I don't know that song.
I think that was the 98 Degrees song.
98 Degrees. It came out in like 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Consistently fun every week for 15 years.
Right.
You know what? No,
what?
Don't talk.
What?
World of Warcraft effectively outlived the boy band thing in North America.
Congratulations, WoW. That's amazing.
WoW killed boy bands in North America.
So that's something else that's worth applauding, I think. Way to go.
Yeah. Way to go, WoW.
I wasn't even thinking about it like that.
Yeah, WoW has survived a lot of things. It's survived all the quote unquote WoW killers. It's like, oh, this game's coming out. It's going to be the WoW killers.
Right.
Like, okay.
How many WoW killers were there? There were,
30?
there were probably a good dozen that were like, a AAA game, and they really wanted to take a whack at WoW.
Whack?
At WoW, and they ended up, just going by the wayside. And
yes,
World of Warcraft
said,
said, we like some of your ideas and we will incorporate them into our own. They are the Borg of video games.
You are so right.
Right?
Assimilation.
Yeah.
Yes. And they are the Beatles of RPGs, because every decade, the Beatles, or not every decade, every year, the Beatles would reinvent themselves, so that they would stay relevant.
Right.
And so they went through very many phases, expansions, if you will.
Right. Right. Sure. But they were only around for like 4 or 5 years. I mean, as the Beatles.
I think they were like 10 years. And then,
Was it 10?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like the whole 60s, I think. Seems like decades.
I don't know. We'll Google that later.
We'll get back to that on a different podcast.
Right.
Convert to let's talk about music now.
Right. And movies, because Yesterday is out in theaters.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, got to go see that at some point.
Nah, that's okay.
At some point. Not right now. So, Thyst, so other than going to see the movie Yesterday and all that kind of fun stuff, what have you been up to? Have you been playing games?
Oh yeah, I'm on a very strict getting ready for raid schedule. My raid team raids on Wednesdays and Thursdays, so I've been trying to use all of my free time to get ready. My one of my raid leads, Alex, came up with a few documents explaining how we ourselves could get raid ready, and I've been trying to follow that as best I can by getting my Nazjatar follower up to level 3 at least, trying to get my Azurite level where it should be. Getting
it's tough, man, and especially because I know kind of where you were before 8.2 dropped, and it's a tough spot to be because you were kind of you were a little bit behind on your Azurite stuff and the level of your necklace, and and so. This is the first time in my World of Warcraft career that I am truly behind on a lot of things. And it feels weird, but a lot of that is made up for by the fact that I was busy getting ready to go and work for WoW. Right.
So
right.
It's okay, but it's
fine. It's fine.
That's accomplished, achievement, completed. Now I've got to go into this raid and try my best. So, and like my raid team, like we're lucky because we've kind of struck a balance between, casual enough that we can go and have a fun time and talk to each other and insult each other, as it were, for
you gotta
3 hours.
Have that, right?
Of course, it's still fun, but at the same time, everybody in the raid, everybody's so smart. Like not me, but everyone else is just so smart, and we know when to clear comms. We know when to, stop insulting each other and start pushing, so we've got this like try hard casual kind of thing going on. And like, I know how lucky I am.
That is something that when I was with Asparagus Initiative, that was something that we had, we had Mythic level raiders going casual.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing means that you're going heroic essentially the entire time. And that's pretty cool, where you can kind of like clear normals and get them on farm pretty quickly, and then get into heroics and just have a fun time and with your teammates, and you're downing bosses, and it seems like it's just a regular night, but it's actually, I think a step above. Absolutely.
That's our goal.
Which feels good.
Exactly. I think I believe that my team, with a little effort and more people, obviously, we could go through Mythics. It would still be hard. Like, I'm not saying it would be an easy thing to do, but we could do Mythics. But we just enjoy hanging out.
I think if you want to do Mythics, that means that you have to put yourself on a different plane.
Yes, it's more of a job than an activity.
And that is something that I after Siege of Orgrimmar.
Oh no, Siege was awesome.
That was really great. And that was before Mythic was actually a thing. But in Heroic, the last few bosses were just brutal. And so I mean, like on Siege, what was the what was the mechanical guy called? Siege Masters McBoom? I can't remember.
Was it the dude with the conveyor belt?
Yeah.
Was that guy? Yeah.
That one.
Go into the pipes.
You had to have the whole dance down if you were sitting in the front, and then you had to figure out the whole dance on the conveyor belt if you were doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And oh man.
And then he had those saws that he'd throw out. Yeah. And everybody's like, nah, it's fine. I totally won't touch those saws. And then you do for some reason, and you get bounced away. And
we had at the time we were struggling with it. And so then we had a lot of turnover with the raiders that we had, because you had to have, 20 raiders or 25 or whatever it was. And so we ended up having to learn and relearn that dance every single time.
Oh no.
Every single night. It was like we had somebody new, and so it was just like, oh no, this is crazy.
Yeah. It's like, back to square one,
Black
boys.
Fuse, Thank you, Zorb, for that.
Yes, thank you, Zorb.
And so that was just a painful time.
It was. You know what I had trouble with was the trash before Gary.
Yes.
You remember that trash? It was just like the goopy guys and like you couldn't AoE them, and they would just keep coming. Nobody knew how to do it exactly, so you just spent a lot of time and then one person would be like, "Stop! Let's talk about this. Can we just talk about it?" And everybody's like, "Pew pew pew pew."
Yeah. It's it reminds me of so many other times in my life where I'm just like, before we pull. Make this particular poll. Let's talk about it. Let's make sure we understand it before moving on. And now that time walking is a thing, now I have to have those conversations all over again.
Oh no, you're right. Yes, your time walking gripe. Yes, I remember.
My time walking gripe.
As a healer, time walking is a traumatic experience.
Yes, and I wouldn't think that it would be much better as a tank because you have to remember those mechanics. Oh. So
who do you think has it worse, tanks or healers?
Healers, by far. By far. Tanks go in and then they just
bias or
no. So the mentality of a tank, and this is just general mentality of tanks, right? This is not specific. Okay, so what as a tank, you need pure confidence.
Yes.
In yourself.
Tank swag, if you will.
Yes, exactly. And now if you're tanking current content, you also have to back that up by proving that you know mechanics and how to do things and how to like hit the big red taunt button on your keyboard. And
is it red?
And then for time walking, you don't know jack, but you have all of that tank swag going on. So you just
tank. I got this.
So you're like, no, this is fine. The he's gonna heal me. It'll be fine.
I never die.
And meanwhile, the healer's going, yeah, but no, you're dying. Why are you dying? And everybody else is dying because they forgot the stupid mechanic. So yeah, it's
okay. Yeah,
it's pretty nice.
You right.
Woo.
I'm not gonna argue you.
Woo. But we've got all new mechanics coming up, starting today. With season 3. I'm just gonna jump into the news. And season 3 has begun, and for that we say yay.
Yay! I'm excited.
Yes, we have what do we have? We have the heroic Stromguard Warfront is available for those teams that want to participate. And remember that you do have to be in a team of like 10 to 20 folks, and then
I don't even know that many people.
It's your raid team. You go in with your raid team, and you might be able to do it. But it is going to be tough.
Yes,
it's going to be tough. I mean, you gotta understand what's going on, and you might lose. So
you know what? I don't like the sound of that. Number one, I don't like to understand things. It's too difficult. Number two, I don't like losing.
Right. And so both of those could be a thing, and then you're 20 minutes down the drain and you get nothing for it.
Man,
that's lame. It's like,
why is life so hard, Patrick?
Everything's difficult. It's fine.
Uninstall life.
Uninstall life.
Uninstall life.
No. It'll be fine. So now with season 3, I just kind of want to do an overview of some of the new things. Yes, we have the new raid. We have the new mega dungeon. We'll get to that stuff in just a second. But we also have a new eye level max cap at 455.
Kappa.
Right. Mythic rewards go up by about 30 eye levels overall. And we have that new affix. Is it affix or affix?
I believe it's affix.
New affix.
Can I get a confirmation in the chat? It would be nice. It's
beguiling.
Yes.
And so we're going to be joined by certain new mobs that are going to do all sorts of interesting things, right?
Yes. Although I have worked with the MDI, I still don't really understand this affix. I need to experience it for myself.
Yeah.
But as far as I know, it's like 3 different style of mobs, and each need to be dealt with in a different way. Like one needs to be CC'd.
Yeah.
Another something
needs to be taken away from the group, and then there's
it seems like I like this because it sounds like it's going to be a lot of trouble.
Right.
Because it's got variables, and it's going to require some types of players to be more responsible than others.
What?
Yes. So, with the other affixes, it's like, oh, I won't step in this, or oh, I will avoid this, or oh, I'm going to move away from people for a second, then move back in, it's a lot of it is just like, hey, healer, can you just keep me alive while I mess this up kind of thing?
And now we're back to the pressure on the healer again.
Well, not for this one, though, because for this one, it's going to be like, hey, you have to CC this.
Sure.
You have to pull this away. Yeah. Like it's and you have to pay attention as to like which one it is. So exactly. I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be interesting.
No, it'll be cool. And MDI is coming back in August. We'll have more details later on in the show. So
yes,
that's cool as well.
The coolest.
Let's see. Okay, so let's talk gear for real quick on Azshara's Eternal Palace. LFR, it's 400. That's what you get. Normal's 415, heroic 430, mythic 445, plus of course it can get whatever forging it is. What is it? Is it benthic forging now? Are we? No, probably not. I think it's Titan forging.
It's just thick forging. It gets thicker. Yes.
Yeah, right.
It's like it forged so much. It's so thick. With like a million C's,
Sure.
It's like, that cloak is thick. Sure. That is thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
Wow. The nice thing about the gearing and stuff like that is, those seals that you've been accumulating. No, not those ones.
Oh,
the ones of war-torn fate. You can still use those for Azshara's Palace as well. For that, we say thank you, Blizz.
Thank you, Blizzard. Yeah. Good job. Thank you. Because I have some of those that I need to use.
Yeah, me too.
Ooh, that heroic gear though. Ooh.
Yeah.
Would you say 430s? Oh
430.
Man.
430.
I'm like salivating.
Yeah, and I was watching a bunch of streamers tonight doing their splits and stuff like that. So like Limit and I was watching Towley a little bit and some other folks, and it's looking pretty good over there. Pretty good. We'll do a little bit of an overview a little bit later in the show.
Yes.
Because there's that. Let's see. Anything else new for season 3? PvP season 3 is now going.
That's right.
Which is nice. I think that everything else is kind of going along. So, but now everything is open for 8.2.
Pretty much.
Which is good. I like that a lot. They also released a bunch of one of the things that one of the things that I don't particularly like to do or to have to do. I don't like to have to do this. Is to look out for hotfixes every stupid day, and say what have they changed now? You know what I mean? It's like it seems like this one, and then I realize it's a very big patch, and so of course there's lots of things that can be wrong with it, and especially when you get a lot of people in there, you know, some things slip through the cracks, and now they're trying to before the raid starts, they're like, oh no, we gotta patch that, we gotta patch that. And so this is this week's hotfixes.
You are not prepared.
You are not repaired. See.
Oh, that's funny.
See what happened there. You don't have to lie. It's fine. So this week, there were a few things that they changed, and I think that they are worth noting. Number one, a lot of essences should no longer break stealth. I was really annoyed by this.
I bet, as a druid, because you rely on stealth a bunch.
Yes. Sneaking around in between all those naga and crabs.
Yeah, and we all know that you attract crabs like crazy. You always got crabs crawling all over you.
Yeah, I got crabs, everybody.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody clip that. Out of context.
Yeah. So that should no longer be a thing, which is good.
That's a huge deal.
Which is really great. They nerfed a bunch of trinkets for PvP, like 8 of them.
I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I wasn't using any, so I guess that's a good thing, because then they were just being used against me.
Right.
So that's good.
They stopped War Druid Lodi Lodi?
Yes.
I'm not sure how
Lodi?
you pronounce that.
I think it was Lodi.
They stopped her from screaming at everyone all the damn time for a world quest. So
sometimes I'm in the mood to scream at everybody all the time.
she was yelling all the time. This week it was all about her screaming, and now she has been silenced.
Honestly, though, I wish sometimes that would happen to people IRL as well.
Yeah. But now
I wish she would get hotfixed.
But now she is no longer speaking that much, which is good. And then we have another thing with the new punch card trinket from Mecha-Gone.
Yes.
And they changed some stuff so that there's no cheating anymore.
Oh man, I love cheating.
Basically, no cheating anymore. So there's a red punch card thing, the cyclotronic blast thing. Now,
cyclotronic.
Yes.
What's that song? Electronic, cyclophonic. I don't remember.
I don't know.
It was a good song though.
I don't know. But now that is a channel, and you can no longer cast while that is going on. So
well, okay, fine.
You know, that makes sense, right? If you're channeling something, you shouldn't also be able to cast something else.
Whenever they hotfix something that seems like kind of cheaty or like too good to be true, at first I'm like, oh, because I'm thinking about it from my perspective. But then I'm like, oh, good, because then I think about it being used against me. And I'm like, well, I don't want that. So
yeah. Right. So that's kind of the roundup of hotfixes, and it does seem like that there's been a lot.
Well, of course, but like you said, it's a huge patch, and this is just the life cycle of WoW.
Blizz, just get it right the first time, and you won't have to hotfix it anymore. I mean, it'll be good, right?
Gee, I wonder why they didn't think of that 15 years ago. Wow.
I know.
They could just get everything right somehow.
Really?
Before they put it out, and
Gee whiz. Gee whiz.
Yeah, no, but like this is just, it has to be this way. It has to be this way. This is the only way that they can properly test it, is when it's live in IRL. And it's at least we can appreciate the fact that they are actively improving the game as quickly as possible. Like they're not resting on laurels. They're not saying, well, it's out, there you go. Because like so many game companies just do that. They're like,
that would be,
there it is.
Right.
Have fun. And then it's like, this is broken, this is broken, this is broken. They're like, oh, well, learn to deal with it. Blizz never does that. Never. So at least you can be happy about that, I guess.
Sure.
Yeah?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm excited to get in there and mix things up this week, especially with all the new stuff though. Yeah. I want to get in there and do the new dungeon.
Yes.
And of course the new raid, and I might be getting in there on Thursday, so we'll see.
Oh, really?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, that's good.
Maybe.
Yeah, so we'll both have seen the dungeon and the raid next week.
Right.
So that'll be good. But as far as
it's day one, you can't really expect much. Plus, it always helps. One of the reasons that I don't like to raid on Tuesday is because they're always fixing crap.
Yes.
So
it's and like the second, third day is great, because then you have like people who have done it on the first day, and they're like, maybe try this strat, don't do this, might be broken, etc.
That's also part of it. Don't be the first guy through the door. Be like the 25th guy through the door, so then you can take advantage of those guys who've already been through and they want to go through with you, and you're like, okay, cool. Then you can just lead the way and tell me what's going on.
Taking advantage of people is one of the most important lessons you can learn in life.
Let's take advantage of our friends.
Yes, and our enemies.
Sure. Sounds good.
Yeah. No, it does. It sounds great.
So we thought it might be a good idea. Well, I thought it might be a good idea to preview some stuff. Preview the new raid and also the new dungeon, and I threw down a challenge. I threw down the gauntlet to Thyst today, and I said, "Oh, this would be fun. Do you want to do something like this?" And we used to do this with dairies all the time. And this thing with dairies that we did back in the day was we would have him explain raid strategies in a very short amount of time. And I think it was like 30 seconds. I played this music. And we just let him go and see how far we could get on a particular boss. And then at the end, he would fail and we would laugh and it would be a good time.
Yes, it was a good time.
And so I have challenged Thyst to a similar type of contest. And this time it's with the new Mega Dungeon. The entire Mega Dungeon.
What do I get if I do this?
You get a big applause. So that's all. That's all I thought of right now.
Okay.
But we are gonna do so. The new Mega Dungeon is out, and so we're gonna do that in a bit. We are calling Mecha-Gone in 60 seconds.
Yeah, baby.
All right. So Mecha-Gone in 60 seconds. Thyst.
Okay.
I think
I can.
Do you think you can do it?
I don't know if I can. I'm gonna try.
It's all 8 bosses plus hard mode. I said.
Yes, plus hard mode.
You have to do all of it in 60 seconds.
This is hard mode.
So, when you're ready, you just tell me. I'll give you a little countdown, and then we'll go. All right. Look at the concentration on her face already.
I have to concentrate. I can't look at you because I feel like you're gonna mess me up if I look up at the screen.
I'm gonna try.
Is that fair?
I'm gonna totally.
Can I avert my?
I may interject with some stupid stuff.
Don't.
I'm totally going to now.
I feel like I need to touch my face and my head while I do this. Okay.
All right. Are you mostly ready?
I think so.
All right, then 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, first is Gunker. So to contract Gunker, you have to kill 3 toxic monstrosities. You have to, there's squirt bots. They've got sanitizer. You've got, they get gunks, so you have to clear them. You avoid Gunker's toxic goop. If you get gooped, you get incapacitated. So ungoop, goop before you shoot the boss, but make sure you ungoop the squirt bots. King Gobamak, he aims to charge at the tank, and then you get in the charge, and then you're charged up, so you have to go to the electrical thing, and then you get charged up, and then you got to kill all the ads with the charge, and then he rumbles and stuff, and then stuff falls down from the ceiling, so you got to avoid that. Trixie and Nano, they don't share the same health pool, so you have to kill them at the same time to avoid empowerment. Nano is a tankful one. He's going to try to run over you with the donut circle bike. He's going to come at you, and then he's going to leave smokes. When you get something on you, I forget what, you go in, you stand in the smoke clouds, and Trixie, she's got this mega taser, and that's when you stand in the smoke, I think. Or you'll take
that's your 60 seconds right there.
No!
You did 3, 4 bosses maybe?
That was only 3. Oh my god.
All right. Well, that's
no time at all.
That was pretty good though. I mean, you did detailed stuff. That was not bad.
I am sweating right now.
I'm sweating, but that's just because my room is really, really hot. So, but congratulations anyway for doing that. But I'm gonna cut it off because you only get partial credit. So
I know.
So what was the most difficult part?
Not swearing.
Yes.
Because that's what I'm used to, and I'll be if I had done that on LB, then.
Right. No, I get it. I get it.
No, and that took a lot of mental power. I feel like I could have crushed that if I wasn't going Thyst, family friendly, relax. Relax. Call things by their names, not by things.
Sure. I would have been just don't get gooped and hope to God that you make it through and then move on to the next box.
I was trying to be helpful, but really quickly.
Yeah, it's tough. There are 8 bosses plus hard mode, and hard mode is kind of cool. So hard mode is you activate it by killing the first 3 bosses that have the 4th boss overhead. Is that right?
Yes. So the 4th boss of the first part of the dungeon is called the HK8 Aerial Oppression Unit. Mm-hmm. I was just going to call it the big unit.
Right. Of course.
And can I just say that getting through Gunker with his goop and his squirt bots?
Yeah.
That's all LB is going to be about next week. But anyway, so the
Oppression Unit.
I have a show already.
Right.
So all of the 4 first bosses you can do in any order, but if you leave that boss to the fourth one, I think they're all doing it in order. Anyway, so if you leave them, they'll be flying overhead and they're going to drop walkie-talkies, I think they're called, and they're just an extra ad. So you'll know if they're above you because you can see them, but they'll also be dropping an extra ad on you in the fights that you're doing. And then when you get to HK8, Aerial Oppression Unit, as the 4th boss, it'll be a lot harder to do. And there's other ways that you can tell, but I can't remember it now.
But I can't remember it all.
Harder.
Right.
Yeah, no, my brain is, but
it's a little mushy.
Yes. Should I continue?
No. I think that
going through these bosses.
I think it was a bit to see if you could do it. You obviously could not do it, and we all enjoyed it. I think we all had a good time.
Well, you better have.
That's the important thing. So thank you very much for that. I appreciate it.
You are welcome. Yes.
And obviously for more, for like a detailed thing, I know that Wowhead has a guide. I think Icy Veins has a guide on it.
Of course.
And, your normal guide places have guides.
Yeah. Oh, Hazelnutty Games came out with one back in PR times.
She's great. She's been on the show, and she's really fun.
What I love about her is that she explains fights in the simplest terms, but also in the most casual gamer friendly way. She's like, don't stand in the swirlies. And it's like, I understand this,
Well, that's how raid teams talk, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's not, hey, make sure to step out of the this 3-word thing with 18 syllables and whatever.
Yeah. Make sure the percentage of this lines up with the math and science of this and calculating the blah, 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 blah,
right.
blah.
No, just stay out of the swirlies is perfect.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I was actually watching her for the Azshara raid guides as well. I mean, I was kind of watching everybody because, I mean, you kind of have to.
Yeah, I love to watch as many as possible and then kind of get the gist from all of them. And
I particularly like watching Fat Boss and Hazelnutty Games only because they have similar video times, I guess.
Yes.
Fairly quick, good pace to them.
Anything longer than 10 minutes is a little bit daunting.
Oh, when the video is longer than the fight.
Yeah.
Then
it's like, well, I'm quitting WoW. And I'm going to go live in a cabin in the woods.
Tell me what I need to know in GTFO. It's kind of one of those
things.
And like I said before, I think we could move on to the raid, which I'm sure that everybody's into. I know that we have several teams in the CTR guild that are jumping in tonight. It seems like it's weird. It seems like most CTR teams, and by most, I mean I don't even know how many there are right now. I have to do a double check.
Can you take a wild guess?
Let's say
49?
There are 4,000 teams of people in CTR.
Wow.
I'm just throwing that out there. I don't think that's actually correct. But let's say there's 25.
That's a lot.
I think there might be more. But I would say that probably 80% of them have raid night on Tuesday night.
That is brave, and I admire that.
Yes. So as those guys get in there and start poking bosses with pointy sticks, we should do a little bit of a rundown of said bosses and maybe how we're going to denote them on the show. Maybe I don't want to necessarily. Yes. I mean, raid strategies. You got Hazelnutty Games. You got Fat Boss. You got
of course.
All those guys. But here we're just going to do a rundown of the bosses themselves. First up, you have Abyssal Commander Savara, and it kind of reminds me of now I can't remember his name, but she will denote you either green or blue. And if you're green, stay out of all the blue stuff, and if you're blue, stay out of all the green stuff. Don't mix the colors.
I won't.
Don't mix the colors.
When you mix blue and green, it makes like a blue green.
It should have been yellow, I think.
Oh, now you think you know better than Blizz? Is that what you're saying, Patrick?
Well, I mean, it doesn't make any sense with the actual mechanic
Yeah,
itself
but blue
or the
and green,
lore.
that's ocean colors.
But if
Pat.
you mix blue
the
and
aesthetic.
yeah, but if you mix blue and yellow, it makes green. So there. So
I don't believe that what you're saying is fact.
So that's kind of how I think her. She's gonna say you're either blue or green, and you got to stay away from the people of the other color, and you got to stay away from the mechanics of the other color as best you can, and hopefully you down the boss in no time.
Hopefully.
Then you have Blackwater Behemoth.
Oh, Blackwater, keep on rolling.
That's right.
Mississippi Moon, won't you keep on shining? So it's the Doobie Brothers boss.
Yeah. And so this is the underwater eel guy.
Ooh.
And this is the one where you have to swim to different platforms and stuff like that. The swimming part is weird because you have to swim through jellyfish and not touch a jellyfish, number one.
No, but if you've played Echo the Dolphin, you already know this. You gotta watch out for jellyfish.
I suppose.
I'm like, what was that water themed fight in that one raid with Kill Jaden at the end? Remember? There was like a whale and a murloc that would jump on your back, and there'd be eels everywhere, and you're standing on top of the water, and there was like a whale, and you'd have to avoid it eating you, and there was like a squid with ink, and then there was like a whole school of fish, and then there was like a scuba diver with
and then the jellyfish would pop up, and then they would I understand exactly what you're talking about. I don't know the names of anything.
No, you remember.
So Dravit says Shez something, and I think
it was one of the best fights. Something like that. It was one of the most fun fights I've ever had.
It was lots of movement, but it was really
ridiculous.
Cool. And you could, I mean, it was pretty. It wasn't hard. It was just
but
lots
it
of
was actually. And then you just lay into all those eels. Oh my lord! It was so good.
Right.
So good.
Right. Mistress Shez.
Something.
Is that right?
Something like that.
I don't know. Anyway, yes, so yes. Jellyfish are bad. Stay away from jellyfish. Also, if you don't get the little buff thing that you're supposed to get, then you could be eaten by a shark in one chomp.
Oh man,
so,
one chomp.
One chomp is all you get if you're out in the middle of if you're in between platforms, you might get chomped.
Yes, like the chicken nugget that you are.
Exactly.
You're a one bite brownie.
Exactly. Then you have so do you remember Eye of Azshara, the dungeon?
Yes, I remember.
Remember the last boss in Eye of Azshara, the water elemental dude that with all the
Yes, I do.
With all
the cyclones.
the tornadoes and the crap on the ground and the blood. Essentially that guy is the next one. Radiance of Azshara is like that, but
back.
More difficult.
Is there seagulls present in this fight? Because I think that would be very meta.
That would be actually pretty good.
Wouldn't it be funny?
If it was like an ad that you had to kill.
Yeah, it's like a throwback.
And you never could kill it. Like it had infinite health, and it would just peck out your eyeballs.
Yes. Specifically your eyes.
Yes. So that's the third boss. The fourth boss is Lady Ashvane, and she has undergone some cosmetic surgery.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was about time. She was looking a little peckish the last time I saw her.
Yeah. So, so this is a little bit of a spoiler.
Little
bit of a spoiler. She made a deal with Azshara to give her more power. She wanted to become more powerful, but she didn't tell Azshara how she wanted to look while she was doing it. So Azshara went, "Oh, you want more power? Sure. I just wanted to see. Let's bring these guys in here so they could see you transform into what you're going to transform into, and then we'll take it from there."
Did she turn into a car battery or a generator?
No, she does not. She turns into a I don't know. It's kind of
some kind of antelope.
Yes, it's an antelope. She turns into a little furry antelope that just bounces all over the place. No, she turns into this ugly sea creature thing. So she turns into that. She's really changed a lot, and she throws out all of these abilities that have like seafaring terms.
Cool.
Yeah.
Like poop deckery?
Yes.
Nice.
She poop decks you.
Oh man, I hate getting poop decked.
Especially
right in the face.
And when she crits, look out. Yes, critting on the poop deck. So there's that whole thing, and then from there you go to Orgozoa.
Orgozoa.
Yeah, which is basically a jellyfish. It's,
what did we just say about jellyfish?
You know those mine guys, the ones that grab your brain?
Yeah, they're always on my head.
That are always hanging out with a naga, and they're.
That has been happening to me for years.
Right. So it's one of those, but bigger. And you're in a naga hatchery.
Baby nagas, they're so cute.
Not gonna do it. That's it. So naga na do it. So there's that one. I don't know. It's weird. It's a hatchery, so everything deals with the hatchery, and like you're doused in fluid, and I'm like, this is gross. It's gross. It's gross. I'm not looking for. I'm not gonna lie, Patrick. I'm not looking forward to this. I'm not looking forward to that one in particular. Everything else is fine. This one, I don't know. Seems a little weird.
Yeah, I don't like that one.
Seems a little weird to me. The Queen's Court is the next one, and it has a couple bosses plus ads and all that kind of fun stuff. But the bosses don't share health, and they have to die within 15 seconds of each other. Otherwise, they heal up. So,
well, that's important.
So good luck, everybody, on that one. We'll see you. We'll see you in a few weeks.
It'll be fine. You know what the thing is, though? Like before everybody goes into a raid, it's always like. Not always, but it usually seems like the boss that sounds the hardest is not the hardest one. It's just another one. It's not necessarily the one that sounds easiest either, but it's there's always like one where it's just like, I didn't expect this to be so hard.
Yeah.
I thought the other one would be really hard. But then when you go in and find that the really hard one's really easy, you feel like a big shot and you've got like a morale boost.
Ooh, morale boost.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I love that.
That's always good.
I don't experience that in real life, so that's what I get out of WoW.
Sure. Let's see. So we're almost at the end here.
Okay.
Now, next up, the penultimate boss is Zakul, Harbinger of Nyalotha.
Zakul.
That's
like Zyquil.
It's a cool name, actually.
Zakul name.
Zakul name. Yes, Zakul name. Harbinger of Nyalotha is pretty. Yeah,
that is pretty cool though.
That's
Harbinger.
Yeah. And that's a 4-phase fight in different realms of fear, essentially.
Oh, Gary all over again.
Yeah, lots and lots of fear, lots and lots of void. I'm guessing.
I'm terrified.
Purple stuff. Yeah, all sorts of purple stuff. All over the place.
Well, at least it's not green, right?
Sure.
I mean, I'm just saying Legion was very green.
Yes, it was. And then you have Queen Azshara herself, where you have to play the worst game of Simon Says ever, because she will bark orders at you, and then you will have to follow them.
Well, she is the queen.
Yes, and it's very fitting for her character.
Sure.
She loves to tell you what's going on. She loves you are her plaything. So
yes.
So there, you are her plaything, and yes, you'll have to fight all the way through to see exactly how that. Oh wait, no, Wowhead came out with a thing today.
It sure did.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what is this? And I watched it, and I was like, oh no.
Right. So
now I know.
You don't have to wait to beat Queen Azshara to figure out what the ending is of the raid, and to figure out. Remember, Ian Hazakostas, he said, by the end of this raid, you will know who the boss is, who the big bad is of the expansion.
Yes.
And we're like, we knew back in...
Yeah, we know.
We knew back in 8.0 what it was. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Everybody back here, everybody knew.
Yeah. Obviously, it's Hogger.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Right. And he came out and he went... And he did some snorting, and you know that it's Hogger.
Yeah. That's how you know.
No, it's not Hogger.
It's not, though.
No, it's not.
No. So should we talk about this cinematic, or
Sure.
should we wait till everybody? Okay.
Sure. Let's just. I want to briefly talk about it. I don't necessarily care what happens. Well, there's not a lot of lines.
No, it's actually a lot shorter than I thought it would be, but no less exciting or beautiful, because it was gorgeous.
It was great. You have Azshara gasping for breath and then finally landing on the floor, and then all sorts of stuff happens, and you hear one line, and that line is, "I shall be open. All eyes shall be open,"
including Saruman,
including Azshara's.
Yeah, all those two.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
It was cool. We saw some old friends hanging out down there with her.
Right.
I thought that she was dead, but then she was not dead, Patrick.
No, she was not dead.
Bamboozled.
We were bamboozled once again. And it is the ongoing soap opera of World of Warcraft.
And I'm enjoying every second of it. This expansion in particular, and it's maybe it's like a me thing, but when the world, and I know the world is threatened right now, obviously, but like when we are threatened as a world by something, it's like, here we go again, kind of thing. But this expansion, it's like your faction is being threatened, like your way of life is like being personally attacked by your, like, this long-term enemy and stuff. So it feels more personal this time. It's like Battle for Azeroth. Now it's personal, and it really is like a soap opera, because
Legion was World of Warcraft out for justice, and now it's World of Warcraft. It's personal. That's what you're saying?
It's like, exactly. Legion was like a thriller or a big live action, like, action movie.
Okay.
And Battle for Azeroth is more like a drama,
more the like slow roll.
Dealing with emotions, and the complexities of relationships between factions and people and stuff.
All right.
Everything else has been like, your Battlefield Earth or something. And this is more like The Bodyguard. I haven't seen a lot of movies. What?
I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Drama.
Well, I mean, if you guys have opinions out there about what you think of Thyst's assessment of BFA, send it into the show. Either Discord or Twitter or email, converterated@gmail.
Yeah. Or you can snap Patrick at Pat Krane on Snapchat.
Oof. Yeah.
Send him some lovely pictures.
So also on top of that, we also have some story spoilers from again, Wowhead et al. Right? But these are story spoilers with Jaina and Lorthamar actually talking to each other, which is nice. They talk to each other after the Bane thing, we know, saying maybe it's time that we kind of put aside our faction-y ways for the moment and defeat
yet again
and defeat Azshara, and then see where that leads to. And that was kind of nice. And now we have kind of a continuation of it. This time, however, it seems like Lorthamar is saying, you know what? I'm gonna now that we've defeated Azshara, I'm gonna go back to Sylvanas and say, listen, we need to work together, and I'm going to stand with Bane and Sourfang and see what the hell happens. And maybe I'll die and maybe I won't. Who knows?
I love that because that's exactly what I would do.
So Lorthamar's going to die.
I'm not happy about that.
Maybe
I
not.
don't.
Maybe not.
I don't. I'm going to hope that he doesn't. I'm going to hope that all my favorite guys don't.
Right.
I don't want anyone to die except Jaina. Good night, Jaina.
Well, now everything's on the hold, though, right? I mean,
Yes.
you had your little fight with Jaina, and she ran away and successfely.
No, I killed her. She's dead.
No. She's still around. She was.
I was so powerful that
She was in the cutscene today.
No,
So,
you're misremembering, Patrick.
So we've got that stuff going on. It's kind of like this weird. I'm waiting for the next little bit of story. That's what I really want.
People keep saying, oh, this has all happened before with Garage. It's the same story, blah blah blah, and that's exactly what we are led to believe, but we know that's not the case. But it's just so cool because there are so many parallels.
We absolutely know that that's not the case because we heard this.
Horde, Alliance. We've come to this crossroad again and again, Jaina. It always falls apart. What's different this time?
We are.
Yeah.
We
are. And she touched him with her pointy.
With her ghost hand because she is dead.
Pointy metal hand. So that was a very touching scene, and now it's like, well, we're different. We're all very different.
I don't appreciate her touching Thrall though.
Oh, why is that?
Because he's mine.
He's my war chief.
Husbando, yes, war chief, whatever you want to call it.
Right. Goel.
He's my ride or die.
You're right.
That's my war chief hashtag.
Go away from Goel.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice.
You tried really hard there. It's,
Hey,
good job.
Thanks. I'm trying to come up with a good slogan for it,
I know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
By the way, for those guys that really want to know what's going on with the Mythic race for World First, there were some interesting things that were brought to light this last week from SCO of Method. Thank you. And kind of where those guys are at, because I think that everybody looks to Method for this stuff, right? I mean, the last couple of times that they did the live stream to World First was amazing.
Yes.
They had Red Bull in there, and they were, they had like a bunch of people over there, and they were doing the raid live, and it was mainly just those guys, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
And they were
kind of always been mainly.
And according to SCO, there was some weird stuff going on.
Yes, he released a tweet, one of those tweet longer things, sort of explaining Method's adventures with dealing with Red Bull and how Red Bull kind of wanted to change things up a bit, take some ownership, take things in a different direction that aligned more with what they wanted rather than what Method wanted. And how Method decided not to work with them anymore. So I don't have I don't know.
What?
What? I don't have a strong opinion on this. I still need to think about it. But I admire Method a lot for pulling away from Red Bull and maintaining what they started and their integrity and going forward with doing world first stuff, regardless of what Red Bull's doing or what they think or whatever. So, and I know that took a lot of guts because, like Red Bull's a big deal, a huge deal.
Yeah. But I mean, I think so Red Bull trying to co-opt the world first race is rather silly. Because the only way that that's going to be a good event depends on what teams they can get to actually participate and make sure that those teams actually have a shot at getting world first. Without Method, you are going to be missing one of the main components for this type of event. Number one, they've been doing this for a long time, and Red Bull knows this because they've been a part of it, right? So so doing the live stream thing, it's been super popular. The last one was even better than the first one, so that was great. And they wanted to do it bigger, better, badder, whatever. It looks like they are probably going to be. It looks like they're probably going to be like with Limit and who else?
I remember Limit.
It looks like there may be a couple of teams involved with a Red Bull thing, and
yes, there's at least two.
And so, but without Method, it really doesn't hold a lot of weight for a lot of guys that want to watch this type of stuff. They want to watch Method do this stuff. Limit's cool, and I'm not saying that they're a bad team by any means. They're one of the best teams in the world, and I totally think that they are going to do well
with Method.
So, with that, I will say that the interesting thing is the competition between Method and Limit, not Limit by themselves. So
sure. Yeah, so it's kind of sad that this whole thing had to happen and that it's so messy and that WoW is caught in the middle of it, obviously.
But the nice thing is that they're still going to be doing stuff. I mean, they're going to be Method is actually going to be streaming from Germany from Take TV, and
it's totally cool.
Which is great, and they're going to actually include a bunch of other teams in there as well, which is also very, very cool. So yeah, I dig that. I dig that 100%. I don't know.
Yeah, me too. And, I love Method, I love Limit, and I love the World First Race and everything. And ultimately, this is more eyes on World of Warcraft,
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens. And to me, that's the most important thing. So.
Right. And this time they're doing a 24-hour stream. That's so cool. Which is super, super cool.
Yeah.
And they're including all sorts of different teams in there. And so it will be bigger, badder, better, all those types of things.
Bigger, badder, better.
Bigger, better, better. Let's see who are. Let's see. Yeah, it's featuring top guilds from across 3 continents: EU, NA, and Asia. There will be guest appearances from a bunch of your favorite streamers. I know that Preach is going to be heading up the commentary part of it, and. I mean, Preach has been on this show before, and he's always fun to listen to. As this stuff is going on, he's definitely got some opinions.
Oh yeah,
so be looking forward to that one.
How WoW streamers tend to have opinions on things.
Yeah, right, and he really does. And so let's see. Some of the guilds involved are. Alpha, Skyline, Aversion, From Scratch, Vodka's, Big Dumb Guild, and there are others as well. So really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing this, and this all starts next week. And it may actually even, I'm sure that Method is streaming will be streaming their heroic attempts this week as well.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So that's good for the the viewers.
Yeah. And Roger Brown is back. Roger Brown, one of their big original members so this is for Roger. That's awesome. Welcome back, man.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that will be cool. So it's looking real good. I don't know. This is just I'm so amped right now.
Really? I can tell that you are amped.
I'm amped. I'm ready to go. I've watched the videos. I want to get in there now.
Really? So you think you're going to be raiding this week?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I think so. Unless something screws it up.
I mean,
something
that's always a possibility.
That could happen.
I would suggest not going outside like you tend to do.
Right. Well, I've been looking at houses lately, so I just hope that doesn't screw anything up.
Well, you never know.
Oof.
A house could fall on you or something.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Anything else WoW stuff that you wanted to chat about?
Just about esports stuff.
Well, then let's get into esports. We've got a few things that are happening this weekend, some big things that are happening this weekend. And first up is AWC. That's back.
I am so ready to spend all weekend watching a WC.
Right. So Arena's back, and it's NA and EU week 3 or Cup 3, I guess. And then KR Cup 4 if you are interested in that as well. That all starts on Friday, I think.
Yes.
So, that'll be good. It'll be good. Looking forward to it. And then MDI, they came out with a note on MDI this last week, right?
The summer season.
What's happening?
The summer season. They're telling you that if you want to be a part of the MDI. Can I sing the whole thing?
No.
Okay. So if
you can do it. You can do it if you want.
I don't want to do it anymore.
All right.
So if you would like to be a part of the MDI, as in like playing in the MDI, like if you have a team of really good players and you think that you've got a shot, you can register. There's a sign-up page. You have to register by Sunday, July 21st, and they will review your submission and make sure everybody's in order, make sure nobody's been banned lately or is evil or is actually a dog posing as a human. Because
I don't know if that might be kind of cool for for Blizzard. That would be a good story.
It would be like that movie Babe, where the pig did the dog thing, despite it being a dog thing.
Sure.
So it'd be like the dog is doing the human thing.
Sure. Yeah, that works.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I got you.
So you can sign up for that, and the summer season is going to feature the new affix, like we were talking about earlier. So that's going to be definitely very interesting. So if you are planning to sign up for this MDI, get into those dungeons and learn that affix because it's gonna be there. Right,
and the cool thing is that you just sign up and then you get put into the tournament realm, so you don't even have to really grind for gear there. You're just playing there.
You don't have to worry about it. You just have to worry about being good,
which is awesome. So then that means that you get you get your pick of whatever gear you want, and you just go and have a good time with your pals. So why wouldn't you sign up for it?
Yeah, and I met a lot of people and heard about a lot of people who found their teams through looking for groups and, WoW social media and stuff. Like, if you think that you are very good at doing dungeons...
Even if you don't think you're very good, just sign up for it anyway. Just have a blast with some friends.
Go for it.
Come on.
Have fun.
It'll be fine. You'll get knocked out in the early rounds, but that's fine.
Whatever. Come back next time. Just keep trying.
It doesn't matter. Just go have some fun.
Yeah.
And especially on the tournament realm where you don't have to worry about gear. I mean, come on.
It's cool.
Right.
Heck yes, it is. It's literally the best esport in the world.
It's close. It's close.
No.
It's close. It's real close.
Patrick,
I don't know. Have you seen Rocket League lately, though?
Really?
I still like that game. I still like that as an esport. I really do. Simple. Cars going fast.
Well, then that explains why you like it so much.
Trying to get a ball into a net. It's just all it is horsepower. Yeah, baby. Oh, that's nice. I still like it. All right. In other esports as well, Overwatch League. Stage 3 playoffs.
Yes. We just had the Atlanta Reign homestand weekend.
And that was pretty cool. It's always, those homestands are always too short, as far as I'm concerned. Because they don't.
Yeah, it was so much fun.
Yeah, they had 8 teams there, which sounds like a lot until you get into it. And then you're like going, oh man, I want it to be like a full day event. But I feel like, it was still a long day. Don't get me wrong.
Of course. It was long 2 days. But the memes were very present. There's a lot of meme-worthy stuff going on that weekend. DeFran was around.
That's right.
So, he had the 1v1 Torbjorn death match with Mangachu.
right? And then
He
Bren
lost
had
5-7.
Bren had the 1v1
fight.
The Widowmaker.
With Baby Bay.
Yeah. And Baby Bay let him have the first two. And even then he couldn't hit him. He couldn't, because like Baby Bay was like dancing around him. It was like, I'm not gonna fire, but I'm just gonna dance around you and see if you can hit me. And he was dancing for quite some time.
I love those one-off matches, those quirky random one-off matches, like those. And that's what I was dreaming about when Overwatch League started. I was like, I hope they have like Widow headshot tournaments and and weird matchups and stuff like that, and they do. I love it.
Well, and it was really nice to see Bren also kind of do like a WWE type of bit with their Widow 1v1, which was very cool. And he did, he had a special costume going on.
He did. He
was wearing the tights. He was wearing the Widowmaker tights. Woof.
That man could wear anything and pull it off. Have you seen him in the schoolgirl outfit?
No.
Him in Sideshow? I'll send you a picture.
I missed that one. But now we have stage 3 playoffs, and so if you have a favorite team, I hope that your team loses to the San Francisco Shock.
Oh, shots fired!
I'm just saying.
But Shanghai made it.
I know. What's up, Dragons? I mean, come on. That is awesome. So happy for those guys. And so it's Valiant, the Seoul Dynasty, the Hanzu Spark, the Shock, the NYXL, the Titans, the Houston Outlaws, and the Dragons. So
very surprised about the Outlaws.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people were.
Yeah, I'll take
especially Houston, probably.
Yeah.
They might have been a little bit shocked. They were like, "Oh my God, we won! Look at that, guys! We're in!"
Best surprise ever.
Yep, that's pretty good. In other esports for Blizzard, we also have Hearthstone Grandmasters playoffs, season 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so there are a bunch of your favorites in there. There's purple. There's orange.
I love purple.
There's all sorts of other colors in there as well. Dog is in there, and it's just like you go through there and you're like going, "Yep, I know all these guys."
Dog just won the first Teamfight Tactics tournament last weekend.
Really?
Yes, he did. Pokimane was hosting it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Apparently if you're really good at Hearthstone, you're good at Teamfight Tactics.
All right, I can get behind that.
Yeah, sure.
So, and then for the Grandmaster playoffs, for you guys out there, if you are watching it, and I think this is a little low for me. I mean, the reward does not match the effort, in my opinion, but whatever. I'm not gonna complain about it because they want to give you free stuff just for watching.
I love free things.
Right.
Yes.
So you can get a pack of cards just for watching for 3 hours, which I think is a little low. I think they should give you a pack an hour. I think that would be really amazing.
I wouldn't say no to that.
That would be amazing.
You would be amazed by that?
I would.
Okay.
But apparently it's just one pack for 3 hours. And if you watch 6 hours, which is totally feasible, then you get 2. It's not like it's a big deal or anything like that.
I'm not gonna bite the hand that gives me cards.
No, and it should be fun stuff. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. Let's see. Oh, and the other thing that was announced was that Hearthstone Global Games, the things where countries go to BlizzCon, that's not happening this year.
No,
because guess what? The Hearthstone World Championship is coming back to BlizzCon.
Oh my gosh!
I know. So finally, I think this is what a lot of Hearthstoners. Is that
the proper term?
That's what I'm saying. Hearthstoners.
Hey, that's fine. That's legal where you are.
They really like Hearthstone, man.
I'm just gonna say it's probably very difficult to play Hearthstone when you're stoned. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
If you really know your stuff, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know.
And well, you might think that playing Overwatch is easier when you're stoned, but I don't think that's probably good either. Maybe that's not easy to do. Maybe you might think that you're really good at Widowmaker, but when you're high, you squint a lot.
No, that would be bad.
Yeah, no, but you don't realize that until the next day when you look at your highlights.
Like clicking heads and playing cards, that's totally different.
Yes.
It's a different skill set.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I think a lot of people are really happy that this is a thing, that it's coming back to BlizzCon where it should be, actually, I think.
Yes, absolutely.
All
the coolest stuff should be at BlizzCon.
Absolutely. And so now for BlizzCon, we have the MDI finals, the StarCraft 2 finals. We will have and speaking of which, WCS Summer for StarCraft is this weekend from Kiev.
Oh, already?
Yeah. So it'll be all sorts of weird times because Russia, essentially.
Yeah.
Ukraine. Right. So,
yeah.
But that's coming up this weekend, so that'll be really cool as well. So for BlizzCon, we will have Hearthstone World Championship. We will have AWC, MDI, StarCraft 2. What else?
Did you say Overwatch World Cup?
Overwatch World Cup, which is the only one that isn't like the official league, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
But
which is probably good.
That's fine. I think Overwatch is a good standalone for that. And then what else? I think I hit it all.
I think that's it.
Yeah. So lots of esports at BlizzCon this year. Really looking forward to that. Plus, don't forget BlizzCon this year. Lots of great announcements.
Absolutely. But something Ian said to me last year at BlizzCon in front of the Marriott, I'll never forget. He said that, if you're having a hard time choosing between like going to announcements and stuff and esports at BlizzCon, if you really don't know which one to go to, if both sound really good to you, he recommended going to the esports.
Yes.
And this is coming from somebody who actually does announce things on stage at BlizzCon. But he says that it's easier to, just sort of get the feel of the announcements. Like, obviously I'm not talking about like huge expansion announcements, like, like first day massive expansion.
Well, but that's all going to be taken care of during the keynote thing anyway.
Exactly.
So you'll
but
get
I'm just talking about like any panel, Yeah. Go to the esports because it is very hard to capture the feeling you get when you're sitting there in the crowd watching an esport that you love and everybody's cheering and you can feel it, like all of the esports events that I've been to, it's the same thing. Like, and I suppose it's the same when, somebody who is a T-Sports fan goes to a T-Sport IRL. It's that feeling you get and, and watching it at home.
Hold on one second. So you're talking about traditional sports, but you're using gamer lingo. So it's all T-Sports and IRL. So yeah. No, I get it. But for those guys that don't know what you're talking about, I just wanted to interject a little bit. All right, go ahead. So I would totally agree with you, though. It's hard to capture what the crowd is doing. And really, if you've been to, I would say, any major sporting any major sporting playoffs, it's similar. The crowd size may not be as big, but the enthusiasm is still there. The volume of people's voices is just
it's cool. It's energizing. You feel like you're a part of something,
and then at the end you have the thunder sticks clapping. You have the
confetti.
You have the confetti flying,
screaming, passing out.
And everybody's in a.
I start punching everyone.
Right, you got to watch out for that. When this starts punching everybody, you gotta keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah, I just go primal. I'm sorry, but yeah. So if you're
you nearly knocked me out when Sea-Doo won last year.
Listen, you were the closest one. Okay.
Yeah, it hurt.
And you're soft. You've got a really soft face, and I didn't want to break my hand. Soft face Krane. Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
It. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm,
You soft little kitten man, you. Your face cushioned my fist.
Sure.
It was nice. It was like punching a feathered down feather pillow.
Right. Like it's like punching a bag of loose flour. I don't know.
Yes. Like punching an owl.
Well, we could go on for days. We could go on for days like this. Let's see. So we've got a lot going on this weekend. I think that's what I really wanted to say.
Yeah.
Hearthstone.
It's going to be a good weekend.
Like all these different playoffs too. I mean, which is nuts. I mean, you have Overwatch League, Hearthstone Grandmasters, and StarCraft, all big tournaments. So, good luck. Good luck choosing.
Yeah, good luck. I've got 4 screens in my current setup.
Nice.
So I could probably watch a few of these at the same time.
Yeah, there you go.
And also play WoW and Overwatch.
Wow. That would be very difficult. And Overwatch at the same time?
No.
All right.
Probably not.
Like you might have to.
That's pushing it a little bit. Pushing it to the limit.
Right.
Walking along the razor's edge.
And with that, we're going to go.
Okay.
Now, before we go, you got anything else going on? How's LB doing? How's the Lag Balls podcast going?
We're good. We just released an episode yesterday. We have chosen the 2 winners of the BlizzCon tickets we were giving away.
Nice.
We're giving them 72 hours to get back to us.
Nice.
And then we will announce who they are. But yeah, so that contest is over. We still stream on Friday nights at 11 p.m. EST. Just random stuff. But the actual podcast comes out, Sunday, Monday-ish. And we're still talking about Blizzard games, and it's still very inappropriate yet very positive.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That it's positive. The inappropriate stuff,
You love it.
It's
we
fun.
all know
it's fun. It's fun when you guys do it.
Thank you.
It's totally fun.
I appreciate that.
And so for those guys that are getting into the raid or getting into the mega dungeon over in Mecha-Gone, let us know what you think as well. Keep us informed as far as your opinions go. If something is broken or dumb or absolutely the best thing you've ever seen in your life, please hit us up and let us know. We love hearing your stories. And for Thyst, you can follow Thyst at Thyst03 pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Right? And for me, it's Pat Krane with a K pretty much everywhere on socials. And for the show, it's Convert to Raid on the Twitter. And with that, I will bail on that one, and I'll get this one up. And don't forget to go over to converttoraid.com. That's where we have all of our stuff, all of our videos and audios and things. And, of course, the podcast network thingy that features shows like Lagging Balls over there. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, man. I'm just stoked.
Who knows?
I'm stoked. I'm stoked for the new raid.
When you get excited, you get completely like this. I don't even know. You just start, and then you start talking, but you don't finish your sentences.
All right. Well, Thyst, thank you for joining me on this very exciting night.
You're
Twitch
welcome.
chat, as always, keeping it weird, which I admire about you. And for all you guys carrying us around, thank you so much for doing so. And we hope that you have a wonderful time in Azshara's Eternal Palace and Operation Mecha-Gone and wherever your travels carry you. There. And for Thyst and myself and everybody over here at Convert to Raid, thank you so much, and we will see you next time. Until then, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.